Hello. Do you notice anything? I added more to my gallery wall. Let me give you a little quick looky-loo. Oh no, this is gonna be making squeaky noises. Let's try and do this without the squeak. Oh, I'm gonna have to get my head out of here. So have a juicy look. Obviously, okay, we still have some stuff to do over here. Just forget this area. Let's forget that anemic little spot. I gotta get my head out of the way though, so that the camera doesn't focus on me. Have a look. So you probably, uh-oh. Why does this have to be squeaky? Sorry. Oh my God. That's what it looks like. And then I have to, okay. Maybe what I'll do is take the camera off and give a pan of what it looks like. Getting there. I did promise that I would show you updates as we went along, but today's video, oh, by the way, my name's Deb, if you've never been here before. Hi. Welcome. Today's video, I'm going to be making this painting based off of a sketch, so a little thumbnail here, and I kind of really dug how it turned out, so I decided to make a painting of it. So that you'll be watching the process of that here. I've been doing a lot in my sketchbook lately. I have been making a lot of like mixed media. I call it like extra spicy mixed media madness. It's kind of what made me want to start making bigger pieces. I want to do stuff like this maybe on canvas or like a big paper. I've been like feeling very pulled to do that because I've just been having so much fun just like making scribbly loose art pieces, and I want to do more of that. This one is a little more like precise in nature because it's working in a negative space. So, or what I used to always call it like reverse stenciling, because it's a lot like those rainbow scratch off things that you'd get as a kid, where it's like there's rainbow colors underneath and there's a black layer on top that you scratch away at with a little, like a dangerous, sharp, pointy wooden scraper. But they trusted you as a kid in the 80s and 90s, and you know, they were like, go at it. Don't stab each other in the eye afterwards. We're gonna do that today. I'm gonna be going for a walk in a little bit, which is why I'm in my workout clothes, and I don't think you care. So, all right, let's just get into it. Let's get into the video. The inspiration for this painting is probably going to be this sketch here. I really liked it. I'm thinking it'd be cool to make something like this into a painting as well, but I'm gonna give this a shot first. Hello, it is me. It is the voice of Debbie. Hi. So I thought I'd do a little voiceover for the painting bit. I'm never sure, is someone gonna enjoy listening to me talk or just have like some music playing in the background and just watch? I don't know. You tell me. I'm not a mind reader. Anyway, so I had just gotten, like the night before, my Stay Wet palette that I ordered had come in, and I was pretty stoked to use it because the one thing about working with
acrylic gouache is that once it's dry, it stays put, which is great. It's not going to reactivate if you get it wet. Cool, cool, cool. Until you realize, wow, I had a lot of leftover paint on my palette that went to waste and didn't get used. If ever that is going to happen to me, I was usually scrambling and like covering things, like misting it down with water, covering with saran wrap or something, trying to keep it damp. But I decided, let's just get a stay wet palette. I'd seen people using them every once in a while. I didn't know they existed until I watched some studio vlogs on YouTube. I was like, that's a thing? So I thought, that's brilliant. Let me get one of those. Then I saw that they were like $25, $30, depending on the size you're getting. When you're looking at it, you're going, it looks like a piece of basically like a Tupperware, okay? It's just a little plastic container with a special, almost microfiber-ish, rubbery sponge. And I wondered if it was really worth the money. All right, how bad is it that I wanna just stop and leave it here? I'm like, ooh, the pretty colors. I'm like, this is done. This is done. This is right here, makes me happy. But I will keep going with it. But it's gonna need to dry for a little bit. I can't tell you how stoked I am about this Stay Wet palette. It really, I mean, I used tiny drops of my acrylic gouache, but I don't have to worry about like the fact that I have to leave and pick up my daughter from school. Like, I don't have to worry about the fact that like, oh no, this is gonna dry out and I gotta find a way to like keep it, you know, moist enough so that it doesn't just crumble and dry. So, oh, it's nice. It's nice to not have to worry about that. Just editing Deb here to let you know the Stay Wet palette that I bought ended up being kind of disappointing because the next day when I opened it up, expecting it to be like, was it then? I think it was that night. Yes, it was that night because I picked my daughter up from school and then brought her to work. And then while she was at work, I was doing this next part that's coming up. But when I opened the Stay Wet palette up, it only been a couple hours. All the gouache was like in melted puddles. It was like melted ice cream. So it kind of got wasted. So not totally wasted, but what I did was I just smooshed it all out on a couple of pages in my sketchbook to use as kind of like a pre-made background, basically. So I was a little disappointed. That was my first time using a Stay Wet palette. I have to look up how to use it. I'm like, maybe gouache isn't the best thing to put there and leave over a couple of hours. Like, it keeps it wet, but maybe like acrylic paint is better to use. I'm not sure. If you know, leave a comment and tell me, because this was my first time, so I think I did it wrong. I did it wrong, or I had the wrong expectations. My expectations were too high. I'm not gonna lie, I really hemmed and hawed for a little while. I had a few hours between when I painted this gorgeous, colorful rainbow smorgasbord of paint stripes all over this canvas. I had a couple hours between that and this moment here, where I started kind of the outline of where I was going to block in all this black paint. And I debated just leaving it as is because, oh my gosh, just when I was putting the paint on the canvas, looking at all those colors, my serotonin levels, baby, they were rising. The reason I wanted to make a rabbit and random objects floating around it, this is kind of I have this love for Alice in Wonderland. Ever since I was a little kid and saw the Disney movie, there is something so wild about Disney's Alice in Wonderland. It's just so, it is like a wild, crazy, semi-horror movie, if you will. It's fantasy and horror kind of all in one spot, because it's Wonderland, but Wonderland is fascinating and beautiful and also dangerous and scary because, dude, the Queen of Hearts, she is not to be trifled with. She'll cut you. And there's something so wild about it. So the imagery and everything in it, and if you've seen in my studio, I have a collection of these beautiful embroidery pieces made by, I believe it's Aprilina. She's a Russian artist and does amazing work. And she makes these 3-dimensional embroidery pieces, which is what I have hanging up. And they're gorgeous, and I love them, and I treasure them. And sometimes I will draw Alice in Wonderland inspired kind of stuff. And this is where that's coming from. So that's the White Rabbit. The only thing I didn't put in there was a little stopwatch. I just didn't. So, but I wanted to kind of do the falling down the rabbit hole kind of look. So it's just like we got like cherries and strawberry and stars and sparkles and a cup of tea falling, because like the tea party, you know, the mat with the Mad Hatter. So that's kind of what this was. And that's why I really, when I made that thumbnail, that's what I was thinking of, was just, you know, like this magical, wild, you know, crazy world that's like got all these psychedelic imagery and beautiful parties and characters, and just, I don't know. I feel like I'm not making any sense as I'm talking, but because I'm picturing these things in my head and I'm having a hard time articulating what I mean. Yeah, I don't know what I want to say about this, but doing that first part where I could just kind of be free and make a blobby mess with all these colors, that's so loose and freeing and just so nice, which is when I've been making these mixed media sketchbook spreads, I noticed that I'm not all tight. You know, like my muscles aren't all tight. Like when I'm drawing, a lot of times I can get very tight, and I try not to because it happens too easily. And like holding my breath and all that kind of stuff. That didn't happen here. A little bit when I get in these small spaces, but not as much as I normally would. In fact, when Melissa Martin and Christine Pierce-Tang and I got together for a little live drawing hangout, we were just rewatching Sophie McPike's Scribble Brigade of silent film stars and doing them as single line blind contours. It was a lot of fun. And Christine had said at one point, she's like, gotta remember to breathe. And I was like she was telling herself that, and I was like, thank you for the reminder, because I hold my breath too when I'm doing these single line contours, which have become very addictive, by the way. So much fun. It's like the silliest, most random results that you're gonna get. And in the beginning, you're trying really hard. And then it's like the more you loosen up, it's amazing how much you actually do accomplish. And what I mean by accomplish, but like how much you end up with a result that looks like the thing that you're looking at. So obviously, these exercises, along with doing really loose mixed media stuff and really letting myself let go of expectations of the end result, has helped tremendously. I'm sure anyone could have told me that a long time ago, but it's when you experience doing it and letting go of those results, which is easy to say, you know, to tell yourself logically speaking, but to actually do it as a practice, is so freeing, so liberating for not just my mind and my spirit, but like literally my physical body. My body, I don't have as much tension in my neck, my shoulders. I don't constantly go numb. So that has been such a gift lately, which is why I think working even larger is just going to be more beneficial for like my health overall.
So here it is, the finished piece. I still have to do all the edges, as you can see. Those aren't done. I wasn't so concerned when I was making this, what I was gonna do for the edges, because I was just kind of, I was gonna do all the colors, like the first layer, the underpainting part, all around. And then I thought maybe I'll do the black. And then I thought maybe I'll do disco mirrors. I mean, I've had those sitting in my Amazon cart for a really long time. So I'm considering that. Or glitter. I have a bunch of glitter from when I used to make glitter mugs. Let me go get one so I can show you what that looks like. So I used to make these glitter dipped mugs. They were a lot of fun to make. Kana Michelle had said that she bought one once and still has it. I was like, what? I mean, they're probably only like 25 to 30 tops in the world that might be out there. Yeah, so I thought of doing that glitter, using that method. It's a possibility. The only thing is when you're working with it, you know glitter is messy. And it gets everywhere. But the idea of the disco ball mirrors along the edges, I think would be kind of freaking cool. But I'd probably paint this black first. But I had so much fun making this. Okay, so the plan for this week is I would love to, by Friday, hopefully, to do another Draw Weird Things With Me video here on YouTube. So if you like drawing weird things that I found on the internet, stay tuned for that. Of course, you don't have to draw. Participation is not mandatory, it is totally optional, but you're welcome to join me for the fun. Or you can just watch me doodle these things up and make a fool of myself and make silly commentary. Or as one commenter put it, having dumb conversations with myself. So you are welcome to join me for that. I will have a special announcement on that video. If you are a subscriber and you happen to see my recent post, my community post, I made the announcement already there, just kind of a hush hush, I have an announcement to make thing. So if you want to check that out, I will link it in the description box so you can go see, because I was a little bit shy about just being like, hey, this thing is happening. But I'm gonna be brave and announce it when I do my next Draw Weird Things With Me video. So stay tuned for that. Till then, keep being weird and making art, I guess, and having fun with it. I will see you very soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye, I love you. Here comes Peter Cottontail, up and down the bunny trail. Hippity, 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 hip, hip, hop. Womp, 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 womp.